Hello, everybody. This is Di Antinatalist, and this video is going to depict my upbringing and the shortcomings, that my parents afforded me. And so this is a year of the Winter Olympics, my very, very favorite. I just love all of the winter sports and the elite, the figure skaters especially. And yeah, so I really look forward to this. And I was watching Nationals the other day, and like all of the young people, I'm just so enamored with. And I just love their dedication and I love their talent. And if you're into figure skating, and if you saw Nathan Chen, his short and long program, he is just spectacular. He blew me away. And I always have a favorite or two of, the females. I don't remember the names. I know that there was a 25-year-old, and I think she placed very highly, maybe first or second in nationals. And then there was like a girl who was 16 that was really, really good. But, if you want to Google Nathan Chen, he was just phenomenal. Just, oh my God, I could just feel myself out there, jumping and doing Ina Bowers and spread eagles and spirals and sit spins. So let me tell you where this video is going. I said it was going to depict, my childhood and a lot of shortcomings therein. And, I grew up with what you would probably call an upper middle class family. Both parents had incomes. Dad was professional. Had a big house, always decent cars, vacations and such. But the parental units, mom and dad, did not invest in us kids. They did not invest in our futures. And that meant not only college future or, long-term future, but not even our activities. We had no extracurricular activities, nothing after school, nothing was, ever offered to us. We did have interests, but we were just not, we just weren't cherished enough. That's just the only explanation I have for it. The parents just did not want to spend money on us. I do remember requesting to take some ballet courses, dance classes, and my mom didn't want to see that. She wanted to see her daughter take tap lessons. So she enrolled me in a tap dance class, which I had no interest in. She also tried to get me to play piano, which I had no interest in. She played piano, and we had a piano at home. That was of no interest in me whatsoever. What I did enjoy was skating, roller skating, and later ice skating. Later as an adult, I took a lot of lessons and I invested a lot of time. I worked really hard, and I was able to place out and test out into several adult categories, and also a USFSA, and I competed as long as I could as an adult. But it's very bittersweet to see these skaters, because what is behind the skater or the skier, or you know what's behind the talent, is a great family unit and a very supportive mother or father. Or, just like Oksana Bayul, the former Olympic champion. I think she was 16 when she became Olympic figure skating champion. She was taken in by a Russian coach. She was an orphan, and she was phenomenal. I can still just feel her excitement and her tears when she won the Olympics. And I mean, there was a few Olympians that really, really stood out to me, and Oksana Bayul was one of them. Tara Lipinski was another one, and Sarah Hughes. Sarah Hughes was just not expected, to go so far. And right after I saw her, her short and long program, I just instantly, I said, that is an Olympian. That is first class. I was so impressed with Sarah Hughes' performance. And there's a few other girls along the way. Sasha Cohen was a real favorite of mine. She had a lot of talent, and I believe because of injuries, sports injuries, back injuries, that she was, never placed as an Olympian, but she was phenomenal. But back to my story. I idolize young people, and I have a lot of appreciation for the parents of children who support their offspring with the longevity of coaching and the investment it takes to bring a child to the Olympics. And of course, I never had aspirations like that, but I certainly had talent. And my mother, she would drop me off at a roller skating rink, but I never, as much as I loved skating, she never bought me my own pair of skates. Now, I had street skates, those cheap, metal skates as a kid. Sidewalk skates, I think they called it, but never my own pair of figure skates. And never did I have a lesson, a coach, a private coach, and my parents had money for that. So, I just really canonize, what it takes in a parent to bring their kid to fruition and to invest in it's just so foreign to me that a parent can and will invest in their children so highly, because it didn't happen to me. And I saw parents around me who were so much less wealthy, but they invested in their children. They, invested in them in a baton class, bought their children skates and ballet lessons and ballet shoes and cheerleading outfits and drill team outfits. And basically the only thing that me and my brother got were outings at church, retreats. And I believe a weekend retreat at church was like $25. It included horseback riding, lots of little sermons, maybe a campfire, camp, a tent, maybe some marshmallows on a long stick, and lots of sermons. So that was cheap, and it's pretty much all we were given. We weren't allowed to enjoy anything, outside of 3:30 classroom time. My brother was never in sports, football, basketball, baseball. We were just not given that opportunity, and we were kind of sheltered and encouraged to spend time with family, and then there was church, and then there was Wednesday night spaghetti dinners. Another thing that I was involved in was the church choir. And music was about the only thing I really liked about church. I had no interest in sermons. I didn't feel like I really belonged in church. And I think a lot of people who do feel that they belong in church have a lot of guilt. And they feel that they're not forgiven, or they feel sinful. I never felt any of that. I don't feel guilty or bad as a person. I actually feel good-hearted and kind, and that's just my internal makeup, and church didn't make me that way. It's just what I chose for myself, and as an empathetic individual, I don't think that's something that it comes from church. But the people who feel that they get peace from church, it never gave me peace of any sort. It was just, to me, it was just formal, and I did not appreciate the church atmosphere. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was good. It was boring to me. It was just a place that I just did not feel I belonged. I would rather be on a beach, or walking a dog, or in an art class than church. But that's what we were offered as a child. Church activities. And I longed so much to learn the sport of skating and other things, ballet, and I did not have that opportunity. It was very, when I think back on what I missed and what I really deserved, it makes me very sad. And I actually feel sometimes that I'm living through these young people today who just had much better parents than I did. Like, it's just so foreign to me to have been appreciated so much that my parents would have invested in my future, or my talents, or my wants and desires. My parents didn't even save a dime for my college tuition. It's like, okay, they knew me for 17, 18 years, and not a dime was saved to put me in college or to house me in a dorm. Nothing. And I'm not a typical American in that respect. I would say most, if not the majority, of parents, rich and poor, just cater to their children. And me and my brother were, extremely good children. Never any problems with the law, never any problems at school, never disciplinary actions, nothing. We were pretty much quiet, obedient. It was pretty disgusting, actually. I look back on it and I think, I was just too good for my family. I felt that as a child. I knew what I was missing out on as a child, too. I would see other people at skating rinks, and their moms would, worship them, would buy them outfits and skates. And the mom would, sit in the bleachers and watch their children. I've seen parents all my life sit in the bleachers and watch their children play sports. Not my family. I always felt like kind of an oddball because my parents didn't involve me in things that were rites of passage. So when I was in college, I took courses. I took sports and activities that, I just opened up my world. I took fencing. I took martial arts. And, but, I didn't go that far in college because of funds, because of lack of support. But I look at the youth of today and how lucky. It's not lucky to be born. It's not lucky to have parents. I'm not saying that. But as long as you're placed into existence, the very least that your parents can do for you is support you and, encourage your talents and to support you financially. And that's something that I did not have. I was totally absent. So not only was I cheated from being placed into existence, but good old mom and dad, they were so selfish, so narcissistic, that they did not place any value on, our extracurricular activities, and they didn't try to develop our talents. And we were cheated. We were very cheated. I almost feel like, I had the parents of a third world family who couldn't afford anything, and but my parents would not have felt any guilt at not giving us what we were deserving of. They just not a care in the world for our future. And it just made me feel very isolated in the world and very different than other people and other children. And I just looked at my classmates who got to enjoy things that I didn't get, and I kind of lived through them. I'm like, wow, this seems exciting to, take baton classes or drill team or karate or dance. I just canonized other students and my cousins even and friends. I'm like, I just thought that there was something wrong with me, that my parents just did not love me or us enough to have provided us with those things. I thought that other people were more worthy. It's a bad way to grow up feeling. So I'll be watching the Olympians, and I'll be enjoying their performances, and I'll be living through them, because I did not get to enjoy that as a child. So good luck to everybody in the Olympics, and I just hope your dreams will come true, even if it's just being able to attend the Olympics and just feeling that, you've made it so much farther than anybody else. You don't have to win a gold medal in order to have succeeded. So that's my video for today, right, Peso? This is little Peso. Look at you, sweetheart. And if any parents are watching this video, all I can advise you is to do anything and everything for your children. Even if they don't seem grateful at the time, or even if, they're not particularly gifted in what you place them in and what sports, just do everything for them so they never end up feeling like I do, that I was absolutely cheated by my parents. You don't want a child that grows up to feel cheated. So invest in your children, because you're the ones that place them into existence.